Hi, welcome to another new video. In today's video, we'll be talking about Manganese Blue Genuine. So this color is special because most of the paint manufacturers don't use this pigment anymore. Reason why it's no longer in production is due to its environmental and health concerns. So the original manufacturing process of manganese blue, it has like safety issues. There's also impact to the environment. There's a lot of like regulatory restriction. So it does not make economically viable for companies to use the actual pigment. So they go along and make hues instead. The one that I have is from Prodigal Sun's pigment. I don't know how they got their hands on it, but it's still actually available if you look hard enough. They already have it in a half pan, like ready to use. It's pigment number PB33. And as you can see from here, the granulation is just fabulous. It's amazing. It's mind-blowingly so heavily granulating, and it's semi-opaque. As you can see, like it's covering the lines. So if I were to draw a line, you will see like there is quite a big difference. So I think you can even call this opaque, semi-opaque color. So it does cover up the line quite well. Yeah, which can be good or bad, you know, depending on what you think about it. And according to handprint.com, the website to go to for pigment information, it's supposed to be light fast, very light fast. So I'm giving it 5 stars on the Lightfastness scale. And of course, it's granulating. Regarding the staining, so I took the information from handprint.com. And I am going to just show you try and see if it's actually staining by just kind of trying to scrub out the color. Quite a lot of that color came out, so it is lightly staining. So I really love colors that are like that, the granulating yet lightly staining colors, because you could do tons and tons of things with it. And it's kind of like mistake proof, because if you make a mistake, you could just lift the colors out. And if you look at the swatch, right, pigment in water, the water in pigment, so I don't really see much like patterns. Like I don't see a lot of like interesting pattern in the water in paint. I believe because the particles are big, they are like a little bit too big for water to kind of push off. But you can see that like kind of the deposition of the heavy particles, especially like here, and just kind of slowly diffuse out a little bit. So there's quite a lot of things happening here, and I really love the granulation. So you don't really see like it very clearly when you're just using it alone, but later on, if you look at how it interacts with other pigment, you see why it's such a interesting and such a useful pigment. And as I mentioned in the previous video, we now have a color notation, so you kind of can describe the color more accurately. So this is done with a C-Cam, like instead of the C-Labs. I don't find this described in C-Labs in the artistpigment.org. Not much. So this is from handprint.com. So J here is like a denotation, it's a notation for light or dark. A lightness value of 46 is neither too dark or too bright, so it's kind of a mid-tone balance. It's kind of a balanced color, as you can see from the mass tone, right? And the negative A value, minus value of minus 49 means that it's kind of a green leaning, has a green leaning tendency. And a negative B value of minus 45 over here just kind of suggests that it has like a substantial blue influence. And in the chroma, so the C is a chroma of 66. It means that it's a fairly saturated, intense color. And that hue angle of 223 degree place it in the blue spectrum, and like it has a bit of like that greenish undertone. So it's a very distinct, intense blue. It's a very interesting pigment. So, and if you kind of like look at how it mixes with all the other colors in the color wheel, so I have all the 12 colors in the color wheel going down this way. The direct opposite of this hue angle is actually in the red, like the orange-red region. So as you can see from here, that's why you get that neutralization when it's like the orange and the red region. So you should see here the dark browns and even some sort of like a grayish color like here. And if the mixture with the yellows and the yellow-green does give quite a nice like green color. And of course, it does not do much to the blues and the greens. right? And I think it does make quite a nice purple with the magenta. So what I meant by mixing with the colors is, can you see that it does give you quite a nice separation? You get a very beautiful separating mixture when you use with like a non-staining, non-granulating color. Let's look at the similar colors that we can find. So we have all these hues over here, just kind of like compare with the Manganese Blue Genuine Manganese Blue paint. And then here, this is the one from Da Vinci. This is the one from M. Graham. This is from Mission Gold. This is from Daniel Smith, and this is from Hobin. So out of these, like if you look at the color, the chroma, I would say the closest ones would be the Daniel Smith one, and the Manganese Blue Hue from Daniel Smith, and also the Manganese Blue Nova from Hobin. So if you kind of just look at it, you can see that very clearly, like the Manganese Blue Genuine is granulating. But the others, they are not. Like I would say maybe even the Daniel Smith one, it looks slightly granulating, okay? But these are quite different, and these three are kind of the closest. And what I tried to do here at the bottom is to add some granulation medium, and just to see if it actually increases the granulation. So I've chosen the Daniel Smith Manganese Blue Hue and the Hobin Manganese Blue Nova. And as you can see from here, I don't find this made a very big difference for the Hobin one, but for the Daniel Smith one, I think there is some sort of precipitation, and you see a bit more granulation, all right? So if you really are looking for a manganese blue and you like to see it granulating, you could buy the Manganese Blue Hue from Daniel Smith and use it with a granulation medium. So I only did the granulation medium that I have is from Winsor & Newton. I believe there are other ones as well. Yeah, feel free to try with those. Yeah, so this is the closest I've seen, like the closest dupe for Manganese Blue Genuine. So this is how the paint actually looks when used in a sketch. As you can see, just alone, you can see the granulation being very, very strong if you use it like in a very in a concentrated fashion. But if you dilute it, you get like a kind of a soft, like cerulean-like blue color. When you mix it with another color, especially if it's non-granulating, you see that nice separation of that like manganese blue pigments coming out, the particles just coming out, and that yellow kind of a nice like super granulating mixture. Manganese blue with its unique vibrancy was a favorite for many artists. Well, it's a pity that we can no longer get it commercially, but don't worry, there are some fantastic alternatives out there. These two may not be the perfect match, but they come pretty close. And the best part, they're much safer for the planet. Hi, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see similar content. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.